Jake Morrison's eyes opened slowly. His head hurt bad and everything looked fuzzy. He tried to move his arms, but they felt heavy like rocks. The air smelled strange, like flowers mixed with metal. This was not the smell of his ship. He blinked hard and looked around. He was lying on something that felt like glass, but it was warm. The walls around him were made of the same strange material. They glowed with a soft blue light. This was not his ship. This was not any human ship he had ever seen. Jake tried to remember what happened. He was on a rescue mission with his team. They went to save people from a mining colony. The colony was under attack by unknown ships. Then there was a bright flash. Then nothing. Now he was here. Wherever here was. Jake sat up slowly. His body hurt, but not as much as it should. He looked at his arms and legs. There were cuts and bruises, but they were healing. The bad cut on his arm that was bleeding before was now just a pink line. That was strange. It should still be bleeding. He stood up and walked to the wall. It was smooth and warm under his hand. He could see through it, but everything outside was blurry. He could make out shapes moving around, but he could not tell what they were. "Hello?" Jake called out. "Can anyone hear me?" The shapes outside stopped moving. Then they started moving faster. Jake heard sounds, but they were not like any language he knew. The sounds were high and musical, like birds singing. One of the shapes came closer to the wall. Jake could see it better now. It was tall and thin, much taller than any human. Its skin was pale blue and seemed to glow a little. It had 4 arms and a head that was too big for its body, where its eyes should be. There were 3 black circles arranged in a triangle. The creature looked at Jake for a long time. Then it made more singing sounds to the other shapes. Jake waved his hand. "Hi there. I'm Jake. I come in peace." The creature stepped back quickly. It made loud, fast singing sounds. The other shapes came running over. Jake could see them better now. There were 4 different types of creatures. The tall blue ones, some that looked like they were made of rocks, others that were small and green with big eyes, and some that looked like they had fur all over their bodies. They all stared at Jake. He could feel their fear, even though they looked so different from humans. "Look, I don't want to hurt anyone," Jake said. He put his hands up to show he had no weapons. "I was just trying to help some people. My ship got blown up. I think you guys saved me, so thanks for that." The creatures made more singing sounds to each other. They seemed upset about something. Jake decided to sit down on the floor. Maybe that would make him look less scary. He had learned in training that sitting down made you look less dangerous. "My name is Jake Morrison," he said slowly. "I'm from Earth. That's my home planet. I was a soldier, but I was trying to save people, not hurt them." One of the rock-like creatures stepped forward. It made different sounds, deeper and slower than the blue one. Jake noticed that a small device on the wall started making sounds too. After a moment, the device spoke in English. "You are the human," the device said in a flat voice. "Yes," Jake said. "I'm human. Are you the ones who saved me?" "We did not save you," the device said, translating for the rock creature. "We captured you." Jake thought about that. "Okay. Well, thanks for not letting me die, I guess. Why did you capture me?" The creatures made more singing sounds to each other. They seemed to be arguing about something. The blue creature came closer to the wall again. It spoke, and the device translated. "You are dangerous," it said. "Your kind is not known to us. We found your ship after the battle. You were the only one alive. Everyone else was dead, but you lived. This is not normal." Jake felt sad when he heard about his team. He had hoped some of them made it out alive, but he was confused about why. These aliens thought he was dangerous. "I lived because I got lucky," Jake said, "and maybe because humans are tough. We have to be tough on our planet, but that doesn't make me dangerous to you." "Your body is wrong," the device translated for the green creature. "Your bones are too thick. Your muscles are too strong. Your blood carries too much metal. You are built for fighting." Jake laughed, but it was not a happy laugh. "Yeah, I guess we are built pretty tough. Earth is not an easy place to live. We have to be strong to survive. But being strong doesn't mean I want to hurt you. This seemed to upset the creatures even more. They made loud, fast sounds to each other. "You laugh when you speak of violence," the device said. "This proves you are dangerous." "No, I was laughing because it's kind of funny that you think I'm scary," Jake said. "I mean, you guys have 4 arms and can probably lift a car. I'm just a regular guy from a tough planet." The blue creature spoke again. "We will study you. We will learn about your kind. Then we will decide what to do with you." "Okay," Jake said. "But can I ask you something? What are your names? And what do you call yourselves?" "I am called Veltar," the blue creature said through the device. "We are the Concordants. We keep peace in this part of space." "Nice to meet you, Veltar," Jake said. "I hope we can be friends." Veltar stepped back from the wall. "Friendship with your kind may not be possible. You are too different, too dangerous." Jake watched as all the creatures walked away. He was alone again in his strange glass prison. He sat down and started doing push-ups. It helped him think, and it kept his body strong. He had a feeling he would need to stay strong for whatever was coming next. Outside his cell, he could hear the creatures making their singing sounds. They sounded worried. Jake wondered what they were so afraid of. He was just one human in a cell. What could he possibly do to scare an entire alien civilization? Jake had been in the cell for 3 days when they came to get him. He had been doing his morning exercises when the wall suddenly became see-through from the other side. Veltar stood there with 2 other aliens Jake had not seen before. One was big and looked like it was made of green scales. It had yellow eyes that never blinked. The other was small and gray with too many fingers on each hand. It carried a box full of strange tools. "Human Jake Morrison," the device on the wall said, translating for Veltar. "You will come with us now. We need to test you." "Test me for what?" Jake asked as he stood up. "We need to understand what you are," Veltar said through the device. The wall opened up, and Jake stepped out. The big scaled alien immediately pointed a weapon at him. Jake put his hands up to show he was not going to fight. They walked down a long hall with walls that glowed. Like his cell, other aliens stopped to stare at Jake as they passed. Most of them looked scared. Some pointed at him and made worried sounds to each other. They brought Jake to a room with a table in the middle. The table looked like it was made of the same glowing material as everything else. There were strange machines around the room that hummed quietly. "Sit," the scaled alien said through a different device. Its voice sounded rough and mean. Jake sat on the table. The small gray alien came over with its box of tools. "I am Dr. Niravex," it said through its device. "I study living things. I need to look at your body." "Okay, Doc," Jake said. "Just don't poke me too hard." Dr. Vex used different tools to check Jake's arms, legs, and chest. It measured how fast his heart beat. It looked at his teeth and eyes. It took some of his blood with a needle that barely hurt at all. After each test, Dr. Vex made worried sounds and wrote things down on a glowing pad. "Your bones are 3 times thicker than ours," Dr. Vex said finally. "Your muscles have twice as many fibers. Your skin is much tougher. How did your species become so strong?" Jake shrugged. "Earth is a tough place, I guess. We had to get strong to survive." "Tell us about Earth," Veltar said. Jake thought about where to start. "Well, it's a pretty dangerous planet. We have big storms that can destroy whole cities, earthquakes that crack the ground open, volcanoes that shoot fire into the sky, and lots of animals that want to eat us." The aliens looked at each other with their strange eyes. They made sounds that the device did not translate. "Your planet tries to kill you?" Dr. Vex asked. "I guess you could say that," Jake said with a small laugh. "We have floods, droughts, ice ages, diseases, but we learn to deal with all of it. That's how humans got so tough." "What do you do for fun on this death world?" the scaled alien asked. His name was Korth, and he was in charge of keeping Jake locked up. Jake smiled, thinking of home. "Oh, lots of stuff. We play sports where we try to hurt each other, but in a fun way. Like football, where big guys crash into each other to get a ball, or boxing where 2 people punch each other until one falls down." The aliens made more worried sounds. We also like to jump out of flying machines with cloth to slow us down. We call it parachuting, and we climb up tall mountains just to see if we can do it. Some people like to swim with sharks. Dr. Vex dropped one of its tools. You do these dangerous things by choice? Sure, Jake said. It's fun. Gets the blood pumping, you know. We also make movies about scary monsters and watch them to scare ourselves. Kids love that stuff. Veltar stepped closer. You teach your young to enjoy fear and violence? Well, not exactly, Jake said, but he could see they did not understand. We teach them to be brave, to not give up when things get hard, to protect people who need help. Tell us about your wars, Korth said. Jake's face got serious. Wars are not fun. Wars are terrible, but sometimes people fight for bad reasons and good people have to stop them. Sometimes you have to fight to protect innocent people. How many wars has your species fought? Dr. Vex asked. Jake thought about it. I don't know. Hundreds? Maybe thousands? We've been fighting since we first picked up sticks and rocks. The aliens looked shocked. They made loud, upset sounds to each other. But we also make peace, Jake said quickly. We help each other. When one part of Earth has trouble, other parts send help. We have doctors who risk their lives to save strangers. We have teachers who spend their whole lives helping kids learn. We have people who give up everything to help the poor. Yet you still fight wars, Veltar said. Yeah, Jake said sadly. We're not perfect. We try to be good, but sometimes we fail. But we keep trying to be better. They did more tests after that. They tried to see how much weight Jake could lift. He lifted more than they expected. They tested how long he could hold his breath. It was longer than they could. They put him in a room that was very hot, then very cold. He handled both better than they thought possible. The worst test was when they tried to break his spirit. They put him in a small dark room with loud noises for hours. When they let him out, Jake was still calm and ready to talk. How are you not broken? Dr. Vex asked, sounding scared. I learned to deal with stress in the military, Jake said. Plus, my sister Emma always said that a strong mind is harder to break than a strong body. She's smart. She studies different kinds of people from around the galaxy. Your species has studied other aliens? Veltar asked. A little, Jake said. We always wondered if we were alone in the universe. Emma would love to meet you guys if you weren't so scared of me. That night, Jake was back in his cell. He could hear the aliens talking outside. Their singing sounds were fast and worried. He heard his name mentioned many times. Jake did his evening push-ups and sit-ups. Exercise helped him think clearly. He was starting to understand that these aliens were not bad. They were just scared. They had never met anyone like humans before. The problem was that everything about humans seemed scary to them. The way humans were built, the things humans did for fun, the way humans dealt with problems. It all looked like the behavior of monsters to these peaceful aliens. Jake lay down on his strange bed and looked at the glowing ceiling. He wondered if there was a way to show them that humans were not monsters. They were just people who had learned to be strong because they had to be. But how do you prove you're not a monster to someone who thinks everything about you is monstrous? On the 5th day, they brought Jake to a different room. This one was bigger and had a large table with many aliens sitting around it. Jake recognized Veltar and Dr. Vex, but there were others he had not seen before. One was very old-looking, with white skin that seemed to shine. Another was covered in golden fur and had 6 eyes. Sit, Korth said, pointing to a chair in the middle of the room. Jake sat down. All the aliens stared at him. He felt like he was in a courtroom, but he did not know what crime he was supposed to have done. Human Jake Morrison, the old white alien said through the translation device. I am High Counselor Zara. We have studied your test results. We have many questions. Okay, Jake said. I'll try to answer them. You said your people fight for peace. How do you fight for peace? Zara asked. Jake tried to think of how to explain. Well, sometimes bad people hurt innocent people. When that happens, good people have to stop them. Sometimes the only way to stop them is to fight them. So you kill for peace? Dr. Vex asked. Sometimes, Jake said. But we don't want to kill. We only do it when there's no other choice. When someone is going to hurt a lot of innocent people, and talking doesn't work. The aliens made worried sounds to each other. Jake could tell they did not understand. You said you kill with kindness, Veltar said. What does this mean? Jake almost laughed, but he caught himself. These aliens took everything he said very seriously. Oh, that's just a saying, Jake said. It means you're so nice to someone that it makes them feel bad about being mean to you. Nobody actually dies. But you said kill, the golden-furred alien said through its device. Yeah, but it's just a way of talking, Jake said. Like when I say I'm dying of laughter. I don't really die, I just laugh a lot. You die of laughter? Dr. Vex asked, sounding scared. No, Jake said quickly. It's just words. Humans use a lot of words that don't mean exactly what they say. We call them idioms. Your language is built on lies? Zara asked. Not lies, Jake said. Just different ways of saying things. Like when we say it's raining cats and dogs. It doesn't really rain cats and dogs, it just means it's raining very hard. The aliens looked at each other with confusion. Jake realized that their translation machines were making everything worse. They were taking every human saying literally. Let me try to explain better, Jake said. When humans talk, we use stories and pictures in our words. We don't always mean exactly what we say, we mean something similar. This is very confusing, Veltar said. How do you know when someone means what they say? You learn from context, Jake said. From the situation and the way they say it. Zara leaned forward. Tell us about human families. Jake smiled. Families are great. Parents take care of their kids. Kids grow up and take care of their parents when they get old. Brothers and sisters help each other. We love our families. You would die for your family? The golden alien asked. Of course, Jake said without thinking. I would do anything to protect my family. The aliens made more worried sounds. Dr. Vex wrote something down quickly. You would kill for your family? Zara asked. If someone was trying to hurt them, yes, Jake said. Wouldn't you? The aliens looked shocked. They talked to each other in their singing language for a long time. We do not understand this, Veltar finally said. Violence is never the answer. There is always another way. That's great if it works, Jake said. But what if someone bigger and stronger than you was trying to hurt someone you loved? What if talking didn't work? What if they wouldn't stop? We would find help, Zara said. We would ask others to help us solve the problem peacefully. But what if there was no time, Jake asked. What if someone was about to hurt a child, and you were the only one there to stop them? The aliens looked uncomfortable. They did not have an answer. Jake decided to try a different approach. Let me tell you about my friend Danny. He was a soldier like me. One day we were in a city where bad people were hurting innocent families. Danny saw a man trying to hurt a little girl. Danny could have waited for backup, but the little girl would have been hurt or killed by then. So Danny risked his own life to save her. Did he kill the bad man? Dr. Vex asked. He had to, Jake said. It was the only way to save the girl. Danny didn't want to kill anyone. He felt bad about it for a long time. But he saved an innocent child's life. Your friend was mentally damaged by this violence? Zara asked. He was sad about it, Jake said. Good people always feel sad when they have to hurt someone, even a bad person. But he knew he did the right thing. That little girl got to go home to her family because of what Danny did. The aliens talked among themselves again. Jake could tell they were trying to understand, but it was hard for them. On our worlds, Veltar said finally, we never face such choices. When there are problems, we work together to solve them. Everyone agrees to follow the rules. No one tries to hurt others. That sounds wonderful, Jake said. I wish Earth was like that. But it's not. We have good people and bad people. Most people are good, but some people choose to do bad things. The good people have to be ready to stop the bad people. So you are warriors because you must be, Zara said. Yes, Jake said. We don't want to be. We would rather be peaceful like you. But our world made us this way. We had to become strong to survive. Dr. Vex looked at its notes. Your emotional responses are also confusing. You can be happy and sad at the same time. You can laugh when you are in danger. This seems unstable. Jake thought about that. Humans feel a lot of different emotions. Sometimes we feel several at once. When I laugh in danger, it's because I'm nervous, not because I think it's funny. When I'm happy and sad at the same time, it's because I'm thinking about good things and bad things together. This seems like mental illness, Dr. Vex said. Maybe, to you, Jake said. But it's normal for humans. Our emotions help us survive. Fear keeps us safe. Anger gives us strength to fight when we need to. Love makes us protect the people we care about. Joy makes life worth living. The meeting went on for hours. Jake tried to explain human nature, but everything he said seemed to make the aliens more worried. They could not understand how humans could be violent and peaceful at the same time. They could not understand how humans could kill but still be good people. Finally, Zara stood up. We have heard enough. We will discuss what we have learned. As the aliens filed out, Jake heard them talking in worried voices. He had tried to help them understand, but he was afraid he had only made things worse. That night, Jake lay in his cell thinking about his home. He missed his sister Emma. She was smart about understanding different kinds of people. She would know how to talk to these aliens. She would know how to make them understand that humans were not monsters. But Emma was not here. Jake was alone, and he was starting to realize that his captors might never understand. To them, everything about humans looked dangerous and wrong. They could not see past their fear to understand that humans were just trying to survive and protect the people they loved. Jake closed his eyes and hoped that somehow things would get better. But deep down, he was worried that they were about to get much worse. Jake was sleeping when the whole ship started shaking. At first, he thought it was just the engines, but then the lights started flashing red. An alarm was making a loud, high sound that hurt his ears. He sat up quickly and looked around. Through the walls of his cell, he could see aliens running back and forth. They looked scared and confused. Their singing voices were loud and panicked. The ship shook again, harder this time. Jake was thrown against the wall. He heard a loud crashing sound from somewhere nearby. "What's happening?" he called out, but no one answered. All the aliens were too busy running around to pay attention to him. The translation device on his wall started making crackling sounds. Then it spoke in a broken voice. "Emergency. Ship systems. Failing. Meteor storm. All hands to." The device went quiet. Jake could smell something burning. He tried to see what was happening outside his cell. The hallway was full of smoke now. Some of the aliens were carrying tools and boxes. Others were helping aliens who looked hurt. Jake saw a small alien with big purple eyes stumbling down the hall. It was coughing and looked lost. Jake recognized it as one of the young aliens who sometimes came to look at him. The aliens called, "It Pip." "Hey, Pip," Jake called out. "Over here." Pip looked at Jake with its big eyes. It was scared and shaking. "Are you hurt?" Jake asked. Pip made small singing sounds. Jake could not understand them, but he could tell the little alien was frightened. Suddenly, there was another loud crash. Part of the ceiling in the hallway fell down. Pip was right underneath it. Without thinking, Jake hit the wall of his cell as hard as he could. The strange material cracked. He hit it again and again until it broke open. Jake jumped through the hole and ran to Pip. The little alien was trapped under a piece of the ceiling. Jake lifted the heavy piece and pulled Pip out. "Are you okay?" Jake asked. Pip looked at him with surprise. Jake had just saved its life, but Jake was supposed to be a dangerous monster. "Come on," Jake said. "We need to get out of here." Jake picked up Pip and carried it down the hall. The smoke was getting thicker. Other aliens saw Jake and made scared sounds, but they were too busy dealing with the emergency to stop him. Jake found Dr. Vex in a room full of broken machines. The doctor was trying to fix something, but its hands were shaking too much. "Dr. Vex," Jake said, "what's wrong with the ship?" Dr. Vex looked up at Jake with surprise. How did you... Your cell... I broke out to help, Jake said. What's the problem? Meteor storm, Dr. Vex said. Damaged the main power core. The backup systems are failing. We will all die if we cannot fix them. Can I help? Jake asked. Dr. Vex stared at him. You want to help us? Of course, Jake said. I don't want anyone to die. But we are your captors, Dr. Vex said. So what? Jake said. You're still people. Where's the power core? Dr. Vex pointed down the hall. But it is too dangerous. The radiation will kill you. Maybe, Jake said. But I'm tougher than you guys. I might be able to fix it. Jake put Pip down gently. The little alien grabbed onto his leg and made worried sounds. I'll be back, Jake told Pip. Take care of Dr. Vex. Jake ran down the hall to the power core room. The door was partly melted and he had to squeeze through. Inside, the air was hot and full of sparks. Jake could feel the radiation making his skin tingle, but he ignored it. The power core was a big, glowing ball in the center of the room. Several cables had come loose and were sparking. Jake could see that some of the connections were broken. Jake looked around and found some tools. He had learned basic engineering in the military. This alien technology was different from human technology, but the basic ideas were the same. Jake started reconnecting the cables. The radiation was making him feel sick, but he kept working. Every few minutes, the ship would shake again as more meteors hit it. After what felt like hours, Jake got the last cable connected. The power core started glowing brighter. The lights in the room came back on. Jake stumbled out of the power core room. His skin was red and burning, but he was alive. The ship's systems were working again. He found Dr. Vex and Pip in the same room. They were both staring at him with amazement. You did it, Dr. Vex said. You saved us all. Is everyone okay? Jake asked. Most of us, Dr. Vex said. A few are hurt, but they will live, thanks to you. Other aliens started coming into the room. They looked at Jake with confusion. They had been told he was a monster, but he had just risked his life to save them. Veltar appeared in the doorway. It looked at Jake for a long time without saying anything. Why did you help us? Veltar finally asked. Because it was the right thing to do, Jake said. You needed help, and I could help you. But we imprisoned you, Veltar said. We called you a monster. Jake shrugged. You were scared, I understand that. But I couldn't let you die just because you were wrong about me. Pip walked over to Jake and hugged his leg. The little alien was making soft, happy sounds. Pip says, thank you. Dr. Vex translated. It says you are not a monster, you are a protector. Jake smiled and patted Pip's head. Tell Pip that humans protect people who need help. That's what we do. More aliens came to see Jake. They brought him food and water. They helped treat his radiation burns. They looked at him with new eyes. Korth, the big-scaled alien, came to Jake with his head down. I was wrong about you, Korth said. You are not what I thought you were. What did you think I was? Jake asked. A weapon, Korth said. A thing made for killing. But weapons do not save their enemies. People do. That's right, Jake said. I'm just a person who happened to grow up on a tough planet. Later that day, Jake was back in his cell, but now the door was open. He could leave whenever he wanted. Pip came to visit him often, along with other young aliens who were curious about the human who had saved them. Jake told them stories about Earth. But now, instead of being scared, they were interested. They wanted to know about human courage and kindness. They wanted to understand how humans could be strong and gentle at the same time. We were wrong about your people, Dr. Vex said during one of their talks. We thought strength meant violence. We thought warriors could not be good people. Some warriors are bad, Jake said, but most of us fight to protect others. We become strong so we can help weak people. Like you helped us, Pip said through a small translation device. Exactly, Jake said. That's what humans do. We take care of each other. Jake looked out the window at the stars. He wondered if his people were looking for him. He wondered if they would ever meet these aliens properly, as friends instead of enemies. But for now, He was happy to be a bridge between the two species. He was showing the aliens that humans were not monsters. They were just people who had learned to be strong because they had to be. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough to change everything. 3 days after Jake saved the ship, everything changed. Jake was teaching Pip how to play a simple game with his hands when the alarm started again. But this time, they were different. These alarms meant that other ships were coming. Veltar rushed into Jake's room looking worried. "Your people have found us," Veltar said through the translation device. 3 human ships are approaching. They are demanding your return. Jake stood up quickly. "Are they going to attack?" "We do not know," Veltar said. "They say they want to talk, but their ships carry many weapons." "Let me talk to them," Jake said. "I can tell them you didn't hurt me." Veltar hesitated. "The High Council is meeting now. They are deciding what to do. Some want to fight, some want to run away. Some want to give you back and hope your people leave us alone." "Fighting would be bad for everyone," Jake said. "Let me help." Veltar looked at Jake for a long moment. "Come with me." They went to the bridge of the ship. It was a big room with windows that showed the stars. Jake could see 3 human ships in the distance. They were military ships, painted gray and covered with weapons. High Counselor Zara was standing in the center of the room with other alien leaders. They were all talking in their singing language, but Jake could tell they were arguing. "The humans demand to speak with their soldier," Zara said when she saw Jake. "They say if we do not give you back safely, they will consider it an act of war." "I can talk to them," Jake said. "I can explain that you're not bad people." "But we kidnapped you," Dr. Vex said. "We called you a monster. We put you in a cage." "Because you were scared," Jake said. "You didn't understand. But now you do, right?" Zara nodded slowly. "We are beginning to understand. But will your people understand us?" Jake thought about that. Humans could be just as quick to judge as these aliens had been, but they could also be reasonable when someone took the time to explain things properly. "Give me a chance to try," Jake said. Zara pressed a button, and suddenly a voice filled the room. It was speaking English. "This is Admiral Tony Richards of the Human Fleet," the voice said. "You are holding one of our people. Return him immediately or we will take him by force." Jake stepped forward. "Admiral Richards, this is Marine Jake Morrison. I'm safe and unharmed." There was a pause. Then the voice came back, sounding relieved. "Jake, are you really okay? We thought you were dead." "I'm fine, sir," Jake said. "These aliens saved my life when my ship was destroyed. They've been taking care of me." "Taking care of you?" the Admiral asked. "Our sensors show you were being held in some kind of prison." Jake looked at the aliens around him. They were all listening carefully, waiting to see what he would say. "There was a misunderstanding, sir," Jake said. "They were scared of humans because they'd never met us before, but we've worked it out. They're good people. Good people don't kidnap soldiers, Marine," the Admiral said firmly. "With respect, sir, scared people sometimes do things they later regret," Jake said. "These aliens come from peaceful worlds. They've never seen anything like humans before. We seemed dangerous to them." Veltar stepped forward and spoke into the communicator. "Admiral Richards, I am Commander Veltar of the Concordance. Marine Morrison speaks the truth. We feared your species because we did not understand you. But your soldier has shown us that we were wrong." "How so?" the Admiral asked. Jake answered. "I helped them repair their ship when it was damaged, sir. I saved some of their people when part of the ship collapsed. They've seen that humans don't just destroy things. We also protect and help." Dr. Vex came closer to the communicator. "Your soldier risked his life to save us," it said. "He could have escaped when our ship was damaged, but instead he stayed to help. This is not the behavior of a monster." "Jake," the Admiral said, "do you want to come home?" "Yes, sir," Jake said. "But I also think we should talk to these people properly. They're not our enemies. They could be our friends." There was a long silence. Then the Admiral spoke again. "I'm sending over a shuttle with our diplomatic team," he said. "And Jake, I'm proud of you. You've done good work here." Over the next few hours, humans and aliens met face to face for the first time. Jake helped translate not just the words, but the ideas behind them. Ambassador Claire Murphy led the human team. She was a smart woman who specialized in talking to new species. Dr. Kevin Liu was with her. He studied how different kinds of people think. Jake sat between the two groups and helped them understand each other. The problem, Jake explained to the humans, is that these aliens evolved on peaceful worlds. They never had to fight for anything. They think all violence is evil because they've never needed it. He turned to the aliens. And humans evolved on a dangerous world. We had to become strong to survive. But we use that strength to protect others, not to hurt innocent people. Ambassador Murphy nodded. So we're both good people who grew up in very different places. Exactly, Jake said. Dr. Liu leaned forward. It's like the difference between a sheepdog and a wolf. They're both strong, but one protects the sheep, while the other hunts them. Humans are the sheepdogs of the galaxy. Pip, who had been listening quietly, suddenly spoke up. Jake protected us when our ship was broken. He is a good sheepdog. Everyone laughed at that, even the serious aliens. It was the first time both species had laughed together. Over several days, the humans and aliens shared their stories. The aliens learned about Earth's history, about how humans had to become tough to survive. The humans learned about the peaceful concordance worlds, where problems were solved through cooperation and understanding. We have much to learn from each other, Zara said finally. Your strength and our peace could make the galaxy a better place. I agree, Ambassador Murphy said. We propose setting up a joint research station where our people can work together. Who would run this station? Veltar asked. Jake raised his hand. I'd like to volunteer. I already know both sides pretty well. Dr. Vex smiled, which was a strange sight on an alien face. I think Jake Morrison would make an excellent bridge between our peoples. 6 months later, Jake stood on the observation deck of Unity Station, watching human and alien ships working together in space. Children from both species played together in the station's gardens. Scientists shared their knowledge. Engineers combined human toughness with alien gentleness to build amazing new technologies. Pip, who was now Jake's official assistant, came running up to him. Jake, Pip said excitedly, the new humans who arrived today want to learn our meditation techniques, and Dr. Vex wants to study human sports to understand controlled competition. Jake smiled. Sounds like another good day for cooperation. He looked out at the stars and thought about how far they had all come. He had been called a monster, but he had proven that monsters and heroes were often the same person, just seen from different points of view. Humans were still tough and strong and ready to fight when they had to. But now the galaxy knew that. They were also protectors, helpers, and friends, and that made all the difference.